Beth, can you hear me?
I can. I can.
Oh, hey, cool.
Hey Beth, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. I'm good. How are the both of you doing?
We're we're well, thank you. Thanks for having us too. Sorry, I got like a crazy light going
That's all good.
on. Yeah.
So I watched the long dark trail the other day. Absolutely loved it. But I want to get a little
Thank
bit of
you.
backstory on the both of you. I saw that you both established 418 Films. How did this collaboration kind of begin?
Want to take it, Nick?
Sure. I'll try to do the cliff notes. So basically, Kevin and I met in New York City, um, and he had already planned to move to Los Angeles with his then girlfriend, now wife.
Mhm.
And we kind of kept in touch. It was something I always kind of wanted to do, is move out to LA, and I'm from New York originally, so took me a little longer to get out there, but I eventually did, and we kind of always were, started as kind of actors and always kind of making our own stuff. And yeah, we kind of at some point were just like, we should try to do this more often and try to take it a little more seriously. And yeah, we've been making stuff for the last 10, 15 years together.
That's awesome.
And 418 is actually we actually have the same birthday, which is April 18th.
Oh
So
wow.
that's where 418 comes from. And we joke that it took us a long time to realize that we had the same birthday.
Why we didn't know
Because
was
we're very much men, I guess. But yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, that was my next question was where did the 418 come from? But you answered that.
Yeah.
Um,
Awesome.
so when you two started this collaboration, do you remember a moment or like a particular project that made you both think like, yes, let's work on something together, like let's create this company and let's keep this going?
Yeah, when did was that Hookman or what was it? It was I mean we started doing
Maybe.
Funny or Dies. We did a lot of just writing together for so long. Pitching TV and all that. But from the filmmaking perspective, like when we started doing short films, we kind of broke off and we're like, let's stop pitching TV for right now and do short films. Um, yeah, I think there was one that I directed Nick in that was called Hookman that it kind of started at that point. We were like, you know what? Let's just go for it. Let's just create our own stuff and in this manner from a filmmaking perspective, not just sketches and all that. But
Hmm.
yeah, and so we did Hookman in 2015 maybe, and then Nick followed up with Jay, another short film, sci-fi vibes, and then yeah, we just were like, let's move into features and just kind of go from there. So now we're kind of full force and our process seems to work so far. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 I'll just add, I think it came out of like almost like an odd necessity in a way. I think
Mhm.
we're very much like indie kind of guys, and we were trying to do the quote unquote like proper channels of
Mhm.
growing your career, I
Mhm.
guess, whether that's assistance or pitching or kind of going around town and trying that approach of a lot of meetings, a lot of general meetings, and it just was like years and years and years of our time. And I think finally,
Circles.
I think Cookman was probably the start, but yeah, I think finally we were just like, we could, use this time and produce our own stuff and just be more productive, I think. So
That's awesome. So now on to the long dark trail. Where did the story come from?
Story, I mean, the idea, like sort of the conceptual idea came from I had moved back east. I'm in Pennsylvania now at my hometown. I have two kids, so we moved back from LA. Um, and Nick and I were like, we're gonna continue making films. Let's figure out, our next film. We had done My Best Friend's Famous, a comedy, and then now we were kind of we were itching to do another one. So I wanted to do something in this town. This landscape here is really cool. I mean, it's beautiful national forest. So I was thinking, let's figure some kind of concept out. And I had seen a play, like a high school play with these two brothers, and I thought they were pretty darn good. Like, I was like, these guys are pretty damn good. Brady and Carter. So I had texted Nick while I was at the play and said, these guys are these two kids, like, we could do something with these two kids and in this landscape come up with something. So Nick and I were back and forth. He was still in LA, and we were just brainstorming, and kind of, I was throwing him locations here, and then he was kind of formulating stuff, storyline with that, and we kind of came together and said, let's just make this fucking thing. So we formulated a script and got all that moving. So it's kind of where that came from. But it was really, like, if you think about it, Nick probably agree, is like, it's the landscape kind of created it for us. We were like, let's do something in these dense woods, so
yeah. And it was like very much reverse engineered in a way, it was during COVID, like a lot of people, things that they planned on weren't happening, and it was kind of I think came out of like a need to create. And I was in my 1-bedroom apartment in LA, like, just give me a reason to get out of here. So the woods and being outside in a remote area seemed appealing. And
the bugs, the heat, the bugs, I mean,
yeah. But just really to like, we really it wasn't traditional in the kind of how we normally operate in terms of kind of pre-production and writing a script and prepping and all that kind of stuff. It was very fly by the seat of your pants, which was cool. It was like going back to kind of the indie guerrilla kind of style of like how we started. So I mean, yeah, I think we wrote it in like 2 weeks or so. I mean, we had some conceptual ideas, but once I got out there, we like sat down and wrote it, and then kind of planned on how to pull it off. So it was definitely different and experimental in a lot of ways. And we kind of became kind of forced into it. Like, what do we have access to that we could make something,
And the town was just awesome, and they've been awesome. I mean, we just did another feature in town here recently that we're in post, but the town is so welcoming. I mean, it's just cool. They just were so fascinated about, and so willing to just, get behind what we're doing with resources and just anything like that, locations, and which was pretty cool. And later, obviously, in this after the film was done, Nick and I had planned at the theater in town here. There's a really beautiful historic theater. We held a screening, and it was sold out. The town was so into it. So, and then we were able to donate the proceeds to the theater, which was pretty cool. So just kind of cool to see a town kind of get fired up behind it, kind of away, remote from Hollywood, so that was neat.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So the brothers that star in the movie are the ones that you saw in that play?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Sorry about
that. Was it difficult to get them on board considering it was COVID times? And then what was it like working with them?
Go ahead, Nick, if you want. I'm just
yeah, I mean, well, so luckily Kevin grew up in this town and knows a lot of people and knows the kids, the boys' parents, and also is an extremely small town. So there was obviously, from the COVID aspect, it was there wasn't a lot of cases. We were able to kind of quarantine together, and shooting out in the woods and all that kind of stuff kind of helped us pull it off. Also, it was very, very small kind of crew,
It was super small. Yeah.
And the boys' parents played a big role in that. They're really supportive, really helped out a lot. I, Kevin, like I said, had known them from just growing up in the town. So I don't know if it was a hard sell. I think they were excited to do it. I don't think they ever did a film before. I think they were just doing kind of local plays. So it kind of came together pretty organically, it was kind of like, look, this is obviously a very unique thing, a unique situation. Um, and Kev was like, these brothers, I think not only are they talented, but they come from a good family, and because it was going to be a very, communal kind of family kind of grind to do it. So yeah, I don't know. Did they need much pitching or selling, Kev?
I
They were
don't
pretty
know.
into
I mean, they were they were diligent in rehearsal and just trying to go for whatever they were so new to it. They never were in front of camera. So they were just willing and to take in the experience, So they were great. They were great. Good
Nice.
boys.
Um,
Could they ride a BMX bike? We tried. We tried really hard to get them to. They didn't have a lot of BMX bike experience, which Nick and I always crack up. So we were when they
We'll have to
tear
have
out of
some
there.
outtakes.
When they tear out of there in the open, yeah, it took a few. It took a few to get them.
oh, that's
So
funny.
to do it, yeah, to get the vibe. So, yeah.
When you were both writing this film, how did you settle on the title, The Long Dark Trail?
Oh boy, coming up with titles. It's just.
I don't know, lack of options.
Go ahead, Nick. We so many titles just going back, and then you coined it because I remember we were back and forth like crazy. Like, what about this? I don't know. What about this? I don't know. We just kept coming up with lists.
We're just
And
like,
you're like, yeah, you were joking. You're like, screw it, The Long Dark Trail. These guys just went down, and I was like,
yeah. Yeah, it's like one of those where, like, what do they say? You brainstorm and you say every bad idea you could think of, and then one of them ends up being. Well, it's just, and I think it was just like, yeah, it was like what is it at its most simple, primal thing? What are they doing? And then it's just like, fuck it, all right. I think that's kind of how it happened.
And it, we wanted to make sure we could play on something that was, simple enough to title wise, which it tends to be in horror, So, but yeah. God, that is funny. I'm just thinking about I was going back and forth with that.
Do you remember some of the possible titles?
Oh God, Nick? What were some of those? I'm like,
oh God, I don't even know now.
Like stupid, like Unturned or something. Like there was like Unturned and like
Unhinged,
like stupid shit like that.
I think we started like Googling like tough journey. Like what is a word for a tough journey? Oh
God, yeah, it's like we needed like the band name generator. It was like just totally.
Yeah, or the rapper name you type in. Like a rapper name.
I love it.
Yeah.
What is the one thing that you're most excited for people to see when they watch this movie?
I don't know. I would say the visuals and probably Kev's score. I think the visuals and the landscape are really cool, and I hope people watch it at least on a somewhat decent sized television with good speakers. Yeah, and hopefully that they kind of feel like the brothers kind of bond a little bit. That would be mine.
I would agree with you, buddy. That's like, the visuals, like our drone op, Jeremy Bickling, he's so good. And we used him on this recent film too, but he really knows the area, knows where to, he really captures awesome aerial shots for us to kind of to transition or to set up scenes, and they're just great. I mean, we got a lot of comments on that where it's just they felt like they were just, a lot of the audience was just, especially at the screening, was like just so enveloped into the dense woods and the you know, the landscape and everything. So yeah, for Nick, that's it. And then the music, you know, which I just love. Nick and I sort of have our way, our process is crazy. We're in it right now. Obviously we just took a break, but he's an editor, he edits, you know, we both direct, and he visualizes the edit while we're shooting as well. So he gets in there and starts cutting, and we start sending files back and forth, and I start scoring and you know, sound design and scoring and all that. And it's just such a great process. It's fun to actually control a lot of that rather than farming out everything, you know. So that makes the process fun. I don't know if I even I kind of went on a tangent there, but yes. So,
but also I just want to add one thing too, that Jeremy, like we did try to use a lot of local artists to Kevin's town. So
yeah.
Jeremy, the drone operator, obviously the actors and the boys, and also we hired a graphic artist, an illustrator who kind of
Yes.
did some artwork for us that's local as well. His name's RL Black, and he did some 70s 80s like interpretation of graphic novels and stuff for, you know, the vinyl soundtrack, and also some alt posters and mini comics and stuff like that. So we tried to kind of incorporate all of, you know, local people as much as we could. So
Yeah, that's great to mention, actually.
Yeah, that's awesome. I always love local ties. And earlier you mentioned that you just shot another feature in the same town. Can you talk a little bit about that? And is it going to have the same local ties that this one did?
you want to go, Kev?
No.
Do we,
Yeah,
we lost
yeah,
Kev?
Nick, you can go ahead, actually. Did you lose?
Oh, I thought you froze. You might have froze
Am I
out
out?
for a second.
Okay. I might be, because
I'll
you know
just
the town I'm in, so the connection's
yeah,
horrible.
the town you're in has no internet.
Go ahead,
I'll
though. Go, Nick.
but yeah, I'll just say yeah, we did. So a little bit more traditional in terms of you know, obviously non-COVID, but you know, raising a budget, you know, a little more traditional pre-production, more time writing the script, casting, all that kind of stuff. But we did very much use the town. Even more so, we had a lot of local companies, you know, loan us locations. We used all local, you know, catering and restaurants and coffee and um I don't know what else, Kev. And the boys are in it in a smaller
Yeah.
capacity again. So yeah, we definitely tried to still incorporate the
Am I cutting
town
out?
a little bit. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I think. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're back.
Okay. So, yeah, that's it really. Just the economics, like the goal. One of the goals is also just to, while we're shooting a film here, we were renting locations, helping the businesses, you know, cost everything Nick mentioned, and then just help the economics too. You know, like hire people to help. You know, hire the actors. We paid them, you know, rates that they were. It was just helping in any way. You know, as far as from extras to yeah, businesses, and you know, some skilled people that could offer things that we try to utilize to kind of give back to the town for letting us, you know, kind of take over it for 12 days or 15 days. So
Nice.
yeah.
That's awesome. All right. Just about at time. So
Okay.
before I let you go, is there anything else that you would like to add about the Long Dark Trail?
Nick,
Yeah.
you have a plug or anything that we
What would I like to add? I don't know. I think I would say um go into it with an open mind. It's very much a visual um kind of story, and yeah, don't watch it on your phone, hopefully. And we
Like,
lost Cap again, but thank you.
it's all good. Maybe he'll come back.
Kev?
Back.
No, you're frozen. All right, we could probably let him go, Beth.
Okay.
Am I back or no?
He's back. There
Yes.
he is.
Jeez, terrible. Sorry. I don't know what the hell's going on here. It's because I'm in a small town. No fiber line.
All right, I
So-
gave my pitch, Kev. Go ahead.
Yeah, but that's it. I think just I hope everybody enjoys it. And the vinyl will come out as well, which will be a fun release. So there'll be a limited run of
Yeah.
cool to go with. So
Awesome.
that's it. Thanks so much for having us too. We appreciate it. We really do.
Yeah, thanks so much for chatting. Again, I love the movie and I'm looking forward to what you do next.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right.
See you, Beth. All right. Bye.